Here we go again, doing these little voiceovers. But anyways, welcome back to the strong ones. So basically, it's another leg day with Damien. So right now, I'm trying to teach Damien how to use the leg curl. So basically, I want him to like adjust the seat. That way, there's like a little bit gap between the back of the knee and the padding, like where you seat. And then I want him to adjust the weight padding. That way, you could get like a good stretch where the hamstrings are because the seated leg trains the hamstrings. So basically, once he gets that done, he could just curl his leg inward, and that's basically it. Also, that top part right there is to like push the weight down on your sorry, not the weight, push your legs down because you may like fall off your seat. I had that before. Yeah. So right before Damien starts to work out, I told him to lean forward and to hug the handles. That way he would get like a good stretch at the hamstrings. Because when you like seat it up or back, your hamstrings aren't like as stretched, but as you lean forward, your hamstrings are pre-stretched basically. And when you curl in the weight, it actually activates the hamstrings at the contraction. So basically, a pre-stretch and then a contraction. That's the way I think about it. Question: which way is better, like leaning backward or leaning forward?
I like it leaning forward because it gets more of a deeper stretch in my hamstrings.
More of a deeper stretch. Okay, good. Imagine you have a barbell, just like do a regular squat, like how you normally do a squat. Okay, give me another one. Okay. So you're going down, but as you go down, your back leg comes forward like this. I want your back to like be like over here. Yeah, so I want you to like stabilize your back. Okay, so I want you to imagine this. So basically, once you go down, I want you to like test out. So basically, imagine like you're going underwater, like you're squatting like in the water. So what you do when you're squatting in the water? You do with your butt. When you're in the water, what do you do with your butt? Exactly. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to tense up your core, so squeeze your core, and I want you to go down into a squat, and then I want you to like exhale, coming up. So basically, like inhale, embrace, and then exhale, going up. Okay. Hey, keep your heels on the weight. Try another one. Yeah, keep your heels on the weight. Okay, go down. Everything moves at the same time. Remember that. So if your knees move, your hip moves. But don't like bend your back like all the way forward, okay? Like that. Wait, try one more time. But make sure that your hip moves at the same time as your knees, okay? Okay. Hey, move the hip. Move the hip. Okay. Okay, now come up. Okay. Okay, my voice is a bit low here. So basically, what I want them to do is just to like come under the bar and make sure the bar is on your traps, like the upper traps, and on the middle of the body, so the direct center. And then you want to push the bar up, then come back, do a little salsa if you need to, and then once you go in that little salsa and you're done with it, go downward, keep your body up straight, embrace your core, and then once you go down, come back up and exhale. That's basically what I want to do. Okay, so right now, as Damien executes the squat, and as you can see, he's wobbling a little bit too much for my liking, which means he's like unstable with the bar. So he comes down. His execution with the bar, like while going down, is good, but I just don't like the fact that he's unstable. And as we like went up with the bar, he said that the bar like felt uncomfortable like on his back. So to relieve the pain, I told him to put the towel that I forgot what I put to put the towel like on his upper traps. That way he feel more comfortable while doing the squat. But even though the pain was relieved, he was still unbalanced with the bar. So that's something that we gotta work with. And we probably gotta like stop doing like barbell squats from now on until we could work on stability. We'll have to step to goblet squats for the time being. Okay, so Damien, so the main thing that we gotta work on, like for you, is your stability and your leg strength as well. Because I can see like you're also like you're tilting towards the left, but you're also like caving in like your feet is like caving like towards like into each other. So we wanted to like cave it like outside. So we gotta like work on your like feet mobility too.
Alright.
Okay. Okay, so now it's time for lunges. So basically, you want to keep your body up straight and bring one leg forward, and then you want to go down with both legs and make sure that your knee flexion is about 90 degrees while also keeping your back up straight. Okay, so Damien's execution with the lunges is actually pretty good. His legs are 90 degrees. His problem with that is that he's not keeping his body up straight. Well, straight enough. It activates his glutes, so I guess that's fine. But as he goes down with his front foot, you can see like right now that his foot like tilts like inward. So that's something that we gotta work on, and I think that's also affecting with his squats as well. So basically, right now I'm showing Damon his foot placement. So basically, his foot was inward like the way I'm showing, and I want his foot to be placed like outward. That way, he could avoid like having any problems. So you probably gotta work on his ankle mobility and ankle stabilization. And as we move along with the workout, we go to the leg extension machine. So basically, this isolation machine will isolate the quadriceps. So basically, you just want to adjust the padding to your desired stretch. I recommend the padding to be like all the way back to get a good stretch on the quadriceps, and also adjust the seat behind you. That way, the back of the knee could be like on the padding, and then you just want to execute the lift by lifting up your legs. And when you lift up with your legs, don't use the joint or the bone. Use the quadriceps, use the muscle, because that's how you get injured. If you like think about using your joints, you won't get anywhere. Think about using the muscle. That is called a mind muscle connection. Okay, so right now I have no complaints with Damien's form right now. He's executing the workout correctly, in my opinion. His quads are going up, he's moving the weight. But the only problem I have with him is that he's allowing the weight to rest, which has no tension on the quads. So basically, I had to tell him to like always not allow the weight to touch each other. That way, he could keep constant tension on the quads. Okay, how do you feel?
My quads are burning.
Okay, don't allow the weight to rest upon each other. So hold the weight. Like don't let go all the way down. Don't make the weight touch each other. Okay? Yeah, that way it keeps like constant touch on the quads. And now it's time for the glute machine, or I like to call it the glute kickback machine. So this machine is very simple. So basically, you just lean forward on the padding and put one foot on the weight, and then just push back with your legs. But you have to make sure that you're pushing back with the glutes and not with the quads. Because when I do this exercise, sometimes I feel like the quads, and sometimes I feel the glutes. So the way I like to think about it is that I'm trying to like kick back at a person that's trying to attack me. So right now, Damien's actually doing a pretty good job. He's leaning forward on the padding. He's gripping the handles. He's kicking back, and his knee flexion is 90 degrees. So I basically got no complaints. But let's just see how Damien feels about this exercise. If he feels his quads or if he feels his glutes. Because honestly, his form looks pretty good, but I can't tell like which muscle is dominant. Okay, what do you feel it?
But then, like, when I so I'm right here, right? Then when I go back here, like to the same spot, I feel it in my quads.
Yeah, that's because like you're bending like your leg. That's why. So when you bend your leg like with this, it will like work out the quads. But when you like extend like to your butt, it will work out the glutes. That's why.
Alright.
Okay, so let me just elaborate what I mean when you feel your quads in the beginning of the motion. It's because since your knee flexion is roughly about 90 degrees, you feel your knees and that will stretch out the quads. That's why. So when you push off, you feel like most of your glutes because now the tension is like away from the quads and on the glutes. That's why I said you feel most of the tension, well, some of the tension in the beginning with your quads, and the last portion would be with glutes. And now it's time for the final exercise, the glute bridge. So this exercise with the motion is very simple. You just want to strap yourself with the belt, and you want to put your feet on the padding, on the platform, and make sure that your legs are I would say like 90 degrees at the beginning and at the end. And then you want to raise your pelvis upward to lift up the weight. That's basically the motion, but you have to make sure that the belt is like on the correct area of your pelvis, because you may feel pain if it's like somewhat like else around the pelvis. Okay, so as Damien is going through the motion, he's raising his pelvis up pretty good. His legs are 9 degrees. I would say like the only issue I have with his form is his feet, because his feet is like not flat on the platform. Like he's raising his toes. Well, not raising his toes. He's allowing his ankles to like be planted on the platform, but his toes keep raising up, which I will probably have to mention to him when I meet him again. So besides the concern of his footing, he's actually doing a pretty good job raising his pelvis up, and he's actually feeling his glutes, because this exercise will train the glutes at the top portion, because there's not really much of a stretch at the bottom. It's mainly at the top, because that's where you actually activate your glutes. Okay, so that would be the end for this session right here. So we still gonna continue this, because we still need to like create his workout, and he needs to like try the other machines. So yeah, basically that's all that is for today. So I hope y'all enjoyed this workout session with me and Damien, and see you in the next session. Bye.